On this day in Seventh-Day Adventist history, April 8, 1883, Stockbridge Howland, or Father Howland, as he was referred to many times, was born in Topsham, Maine in 1801, and this is where he spent 70 years of his life. He and his wife, Louisa M. Morris, who he married in 1828, would open their home to many Adventist preachers and would be called Fort Howland by them. It was in 1841, after hearing the Millerite message, that he would leave the Congregational church where he had been a deacon. When he did this, his associates decided that he was mentally unstable. A legal guardian was placed over his business affairs. He being an engineer, this stopped him from working. Finally, though, a bridge needed to be built across the Kennebec River. Who could do this? They looked for a qualified engineer. None could be found to do the project that was more qualified than Stockbridge. Would he build the bridge for them? I can, he stated. You have deemed me mentally unfit. It did not take very long for them to realize that he was not unstable, and the guardianship was removed. He would be disappointed in October of 1844, but would be one of the first to commence keeping the biblical Sabbath in the spring of 1845, accepting it just about the same time as Joseph Bates. James and Ellen White would live for a few years with the Howlands soon after their marriage, and the Howlands would also raise their first son for almost the first 6 years of his life. It was in 1872 that the Howlands would move to Battle Creek, Michigan. The last 11 years of his life were spent there. It is said that he never missed a Sabbath at the place of worship, other than if he were sick or away, and that he never missed a communion in all that time. His last sickness was brief. When told that serious doubts were entertained of his recovery, he replied, "Well, if I am not to live until the coming of the Lord, I do not know, but I would as soon just go now as any other time." The sickness would only last about 2 days, and he would pass. On this day, April 8, 1883, Stockbridge Howland would die. His funeral would be at the Dime Tabernacle, and he would be buried in Oak Hill Cemetery in Battle Creek, Michigan.